Welcome to Screencast, Kind of Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we come together and talk about movies, TV shows, and streaming services. I'm your host, Kevin Coelho. To my immediate right, we've got of the movie bros, Joey Noel. There it is.
Nailed it.
To your right, my left, we've got Timmy. He's 6 foot tall. Gettys. He's 6 feet tall. I'm so close. You can watch this show live, I don't know, whatever day we stream it. Today is Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday. This is Screencast. We're talking about movies. These are the people doing the show. It's going to be a good one.
That's what broke me, because it was just like, oh, wait, is it Thursday?
We normally do it on Friday, but we've been doing it normally on Thursdays, but fuck it, today's Tuesday.
Yeah, at some point we might go back to Fridays, or we'll switch it up and hit it on Mondays. Who knows?
Some of us have been here today since 6 a.m. And then there's Kevin.
I just couldn't sleep last night because I was snoring too hard, which means I'm not allowed to sleep. So I kept getting woken up. Mm-hmm. I'm real tired.
Yeah.
You can watch us live every week on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. Is that right? Yeah,
yes, it is.
Games. Or catch us as a video on demand. I never listen to what I say, though. On Rooster Teeth or YouTube. You can also listen to us on all of your favorite audio streaming services.
Or you could just not do any of those things. It's really up to you. You know? Like to give people options here, Kev.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm. You can help support us to keep this all going by going to patreon.com/kindoffunny.
So you could actually pay us to do this. It's great.
I don't like when you both look at me to be on your team, and I don't know which side.
I don't want
If
you
I'm
to
being honest, I don't have
team.
my glasses on. I can't really see anything.
I just don't like tired Tim. All right, a little quick housekeeping. You can go to the kindoffunny.com store. I think there's some sort of sale going on.
Kindoffunny.com/store, but yeah.
You know it. You know it. Right? It's like 20% off everything.
Yeah.
So you can get that
You can get
dope ass
the cool sweater that Greg Miller was sporting.
Ton of shirts that I didn't even realize were live yet. They're all live.
Really?
Yeah.
You get the gray shirt with our names on it.
Oh, yeah.
The Nitro
Oh,
Rifle
yeah.
Association
Yeah.
shirt.
It's a good one.
Cool stuff, man.
You still get the KFAF shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Connect between 3 and 5.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of winners
Funny
there.
Chrome shirt. The video games are cool shirt.
Video games are cool. Oh,
That
the
beanie,
mug?
which kept me very warm in Fargo, North Dakota.
I'm a big fan of the beanie. I
Yeah,
really
great.
like the little tag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about that.
The mug,
better than the
also
other
very
beanie.
nice. I have one on my desk right now.
It's good stuff. We also want to thank Patreon producer Al Tribesman.
He's a little kitty.
The
Probably.
lone tribesman.
What?
No, the
He's a kitty.
predator.
No.
What did I
Like
say?
a kitty.
What?
Like
No, I
kitty,
got you.
Kitty. Like
I understand.
kitty cat, not kitty, as
like
in
child.
child predator. No.
Want some candy?
What is going on?
Some candy. I hate that when Nick showed us that scene, it was what Nick was imitating.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
but-
he pulled it up on his laptop, and it was like, oh, that's actually what it sounds like. It's not you really fucking up the scene.
Got it.
Also, this show is brought to you by our sponsor, Honeybook. But more about that later. Now it's time to talk about Jumanji, the next level.
Very exciting.
That's the Jumanji drums.
Yeah.
Was it? I feel like you were a little off. First of all, let's start.
It's a random tribal beats.
Well, they're not random. Don't they have a specific? It doesn't matter.
They do have a specific cadence.
I want to ask you guys before we start this conversation.
Yes.
Did you guys like the first Jumanji?
Reboot.
Welcome to
Reboot.
the jungle.
Yeah.
I did, in fact, like it. I've only seen it 1.5 times, maybe, but I liked what
Did you love it? Would
I
you
didn't
say you
love
loved
it.
Okay.
I would go as far as say I loved it for what it was. Like I went into the theater kind of just being like, we were bored and just happened to be near a theater and we had AMC A-list, so we're like, let's just do this. So surprised because the trailers looked like hot garbage for the first one. And
I
coming
feel like
out
the
of
trailers
it,
for the second one look similarly hot garbage.
But you
Oh,
knew
yeah.
what you were getting into.
That's
Yeah.
true. There was the you know what you're getting into.
and I feel like the first one really
Also, this will be
succeeded-
spoiler free.
succeeded just on the comedic elements of the premise of the movie essentially just being Freaky Friday times 4.
Yeah.
And they just did a good job with that. Adding the Jumanji elements, the video game, kind of easy, low-hanging fruit jokes and stuff. I was consistently laughing throughout the movie, which is a compliment to a comedy, especially starring this cast of people that not necessarily known for their comedic chops. Some of them, sure, but I feel like a lot of them are maybe outdated in a way.
Good amount of them.
Half of them.
Kevin Hart, haven't really found him funny in a very long time. Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. I think is very funny.
I feel like, sure, they haven't done anything great lately, but they've done some really good stuff. And with Kevin Hart, with Kevin Hart, I mean, like his recent cameo in Fast movie was good.
Kevin Hart's like not usually my like comedy dude,
especially not when he's like the main person,
sure,
or one of the main people. Even. But Jumanji,
like Night School, not for you.
No, definitely not. But that's kind of the point they're making.
Yeah.
But I thought that this movie kind of really worked with their strengths, which is making fun of themselves and each other. And it did such a good job of doing that I left being like, wow, that was not only just better than I thought it was going to be, it was like as much as it could have been. So that's why I say I love it.
Do you think you were excited to watch this second one?
No, but like I was happy it was happening.
Yeah.
Just in the sense that I grew up loving Jumanji, like most of us did. But like I really loved Jumanji the movie, so much so that I watched and loved Jumanji the animated series.
It's a ghost.
Jumanji,
it's a good series. I don't know why everyone's shocked.
And I was just a fan overall. You know what I'm talking
Be careful
about?
that board game.
And I feel like this franchise kind of doesn't really give a shit about the original one. Like the first one had some nods to it, but overall,
the second one also had some nods. Very, very small nods.
I'd like to.
All the pieces?
Oh, okay.
But like, I like that. I like because we hadn't seen them in so long. Where it's like randomly like the giant rhino in the mountain range behind them. That is the rhino that they were playing with. The snake.
That's more Easter eggy though. I'm talking more from a plot perspective,
right.
Where I would have expected to relate to the Parrish family a little bit more. Something going on. But whatever, it's fine. This can be its own thing, and I think it succeeds at being.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they moved on from that story and like. You know,
I
like
think there would have been way too much comparison.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I think the problem would be. So it's cool that it's like, oh, now someone else found it. So, and then Joe, you're around the same boat of like you watched it just for fun and you enjoyed it enough.
I liked it less than Tim did, I think, but I still liked it. Like I had fun, but I wasn't like dying to see. Wasn't dying to get a second one. I was excited that we had an opportunity to see it. And I probably would have seen it otherwise too, but it's not like on my list of top 10 most anticipated 2019 movies.
But now that you see it, that you've seen it, what did you think?
I thought it was just as good as the 2017 one. I thought it was really funny. I guess we're spoiler. I don't know how much of this is in trailers anymore. Of like,
you like what they did with the actors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the new people that they added. Thought it was a fun dynamic.
Yeah. Which, like, and again, we're not spoiling anything, but, like, I did not see these people advertised anywhere. They seemed like they came out of nowhere.
I don't think
were they in other trailers? Yeah. When one person pops in, I was like, oh, shit, this person's in this? That's cool.
There's surprise characters in this movie, which I thought were great. But we did get Danny DeVito and we did get Danny Glover. So going into this, we knew that they were going to be in it. And that alone was a funny premise for the trailer. I remember seeing the trailer. I was like, oh, they're really committing this. And again, that's what the first movie did so well. I think that this movie might be the weirdest movie that I've ever seen in terms of they just commit to what they're doing where they're just like, you know what? Freaky Friday is funny. We're just going to do that. And that's all that it's going to be. It's never going to be anything more than that. And the plot, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with such a surface level plot that was just, let's just get them to the next thing to do. Every single time.
They were doing it in a
Anytime
fun way.
they do something, it's like, okay, this joke's about to pay off in literally the next scene. There's never any moment of like, where are they going with this? What's the character motivation? Like the character development, which for some reason they focus way too much on in this movie. Like their backstories and where the characters are in the beginning of the movie and then where the characters are at the end. You're just like, this might be such an expertly crafted narrative of meta commentary going on about how you can just show and tell nothing at the same time and just have people be like, I guess I'm supposed to feel emotional right now. Because there's some moments in this movie I kind of felt emotional for characters that I really shouldn't feel emotional about.
Rochelle was next to me. She cried at one point.
Which I wouldn't go that far, but I was just like, what the? I've just never experienced a movie like this that just doesn't give a fuck at all, but commits to that so much that you're just kind of like, all right, man.
There is a weird level of suspension of disbelief.
Next level.
Yeah, there you go. Of like, this is just what we're doing. Of like, some of it's just telegraphed a little bit too much, and it's just like, whatever. It's entertaining, so I'm kind of into it. And because I don't have high expectations for it, I also don't feel like I care that much about it.
We often talk about stakes in movies, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like this movie, the first one did this to an extent, but this one is straight up just like, all right, the characters get 3 lives each. If you lose your last life in Jumanji, you are dead. Motherfuckers losing lives willy-nilly.
Left and right.
One character,
it's just jokes,
one
man.
character loses 2 lives in a span of like 5 minutes,
Not
and
even.
he had
30 seconds.
Yeah, and he had the full bars like 2 seconds earlier when they were like talking about that.
And that character is supposed to be kind of the more veteran of the group of like knowing how to do this. So that's what I'm saying with like there's no stakes but they set it up as if there is, which is the only reason that I'm like, this is a confusing movie. I'm not bitching, I'm not complaining about it not making sense, because somehow that to me made it work.
yeah.
Again, it's just weird because I don't think any of the stuff would have been funny if it made more sense. But them just kind of being like,
It's weird.
hey, we're here, and now we are just kind of making fun of ourselves and each other. And sure, we're not going to act realistically how any human being would ever act ever. Like, this movie starts setting up the characters of what have they been up to since the last movie. And the first 15 minutes of this movie, I'm like, holy shit, I didn't do my homework. I don't remember how any of these people are connected, why they care so much, why I should care. You're hella sad, dude. Why are you so sad?
I know,
not
was
really
there,
clear
like, a
on why
part that
you're
I
so sad.
missed?
When it started, I was like, I don't remember these two. Like, are these two people together?
Or are those two together?
Yeah, and then it was like, wait, did the last one end with people together?
and that's
And I
the
still
weird
don't
thing.
know the answer. I feel like it must have.
But that's kind of a perfect example of what I'm saying, where this movie to me starts off and just like, hey, forget everything you know. This guy's sad because of this thing. We're going to deal with that throughout the movie. By the end of the movie, that's going to be wrapped up. And you're like, all right.
Nice little bow on it.
Yeah.
But also, like, they don't like go into detail on why he's sad about that. It's just kind of like,
I mean, it's like
no.
a throwaway
yeah,
line.
yeah.
It literally is the flimsiest excuse to like, let's just get him back in Jumanji, man.
Yeah.
And that's all they needed to do. Did they need to spend 15 minutes setting it up? I simultaneously know and don't know. I don't know because I'm
I
like,
think
what's
so.
the point? But I know because all of a sudden I give a fuck about Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's
He's all
exactly what I was gonna say.
bouncing
where it's
around, all nimbly bimbly, and it's fucking funny.
Wait,
It-
what?
What?
He's in that movie?
like,
Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
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 Is he in trailers and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know.
Yeah, the trailer.
When they go into the game in the trailer, the first trailer we saw, like it reveals that Danny DeVito is now the Rock.
Danny DeVito and
Danny Glover.
Danny
Danny
Glover.
And
Are
Danny
like-
Glover is Kevin
Hart.
Hart. And let me tell you, holy fuck, he nailed it.
So
Kevin
good.
Hart. Every time Kevin Hart went to talk, I loved it.
It was real good.
Yeah, Danny DeVito or
The Rock.
The Rock as Danny DeVito. I felt like the
That's
accent
too
would
much-
come and go. And, you
That's
know,
a
it's
lot
like-
to ask of The
Sure,
Rock.
exactly.
In his acting
You know?
abilities. I love you, but
The Rock
Not great.
nailed it in the face.
The smoldering, yeah.
And, well, not so much. Well, the smoldering is always funny, but like more
The
the
facial
Danny DeVito's
expressions.
like weird little like smushed face looking thing.
yeah.
Constantly good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
Every time Kevin Hart talked, it was
just
just
flip
like,
in and out of the accent.
Yeah.
But again, it's funny. It's just like you could tell this is one of those movies you could tell they had fun shooting it.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you guys.
Yeah.
Action scenes were like interesting to look at. I was a little let down by some of the like action scenes that played off the ones from the first one. I think that there was like some kind of like we got to one up it, and they didn't. I feel like the first ones were better.
I feel like the first one also has like a novelty factor, and once you see it played out, it's like not as impactful.
There were 2 action scenes that I like kind of liked. One was The Rock when he's like
Oh,
cleaning
yeah.
up, and then later when we have the 3, The Rock? No, what's I don't
Karen
know
Gillan?
the name. Yeah, her and one more guy.
Kevin Hart,
Kevin
Danny
Hart.
Glover.
No, not Danny Glover. What's his face?
Jack Black.
Jack Black, and they're like fighting, and like I thought that was scene like was cool and a lot of fun the way they did that.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that was the best one, I think.
Yeah.
But
I want to give a shout out to the actor that plays the Hound.
Yeah,
as
dude,
the
I did
villain
not
in this
expect
movie.
him to be in this either. He's
Kill him
another one
again.
where I was like, oh shit, is that the Hound?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
he did great. I liked it as a villain. This,
He did great in that campy way.
well, but that's
Th-
the
that's
thing.
the character.
It's
Yeah.
Especially if
this-
it's like a video game villain. Like,
and I think they did a good job of doing the whole like we're gonna make this a video game movie kind of, but not really. But we're gonna make jokes, but we got to make sure we explain the jokes to people that don't know video games.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, there was a couple that made me laugh. There's a lot that make me kind of like. I never rolled my eyes at the jokes.
No,
there were
never.
times where I paused and was like, "Are you gonna say something stupid?" And they never go that far, and that's why I appreciate it. I feel like they really understand what works, what doesn't work, how far to go with certain elements of this. And the Freaky Friday stuff's always great because I feel like so much of this movie was just like, Kevin Hart, who can you do a really good impression of? And he was like, oh, my Danny Glover's great. They're like, we're gonna hire Danny Glover, you know?
yeah. My other favorite part is like a fun cameo thing that I don't want to spoil, but it's a really excellent part of the movie, and I think it was really fun to see that pop up.
There's some like all the character introductions in this movie that aren't in the trailer. Every single one I think is fantastic, and then the elements that they add on. The movie is relentless of just like, cool, enough of that. Let's move. What's the next thing? What's the next
Yeah.
twist? What's the next like element we can add? That's awesome.
When we meet Spencer for the first time in the game, I didn't like that reveal as much. Like I thought that was too much of that actor doing their like gimmick.
Thing.
Yeah, a little bit too much. But then when someone else gets in there, they nailed that. They nailed that so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. I like that they keep you on your toes.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with that. Like overall, I thought it was a fun movie that stayed silly throughout, and like they tease at a possible third movie, and like I'd be 100% down to watch that.
I would. I didn't like the tease though. I feel like there's so many cooler things they could have done.
I feel like they've been in the game twice now, like
But if they're planning on going the direction that it seems like they're going for the third
classic
one,
Jumanji.
then I feel like they could have tied it in better to that.
yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure it all depends on how well it actually performs in
Yeah.
the box office.
I have a feeling it's gonna do all right. The first one did.
And I
Sequels
think
are hard for this type of thing though.
And I think the time of year where it's like Christmas and people are home and they want to go see movies with their family, this is the perfect movie to go see with your family.
Totally. It's weird. Like it sounds like I'm like hella high on it. I'm not. I just like I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a fun franchise that I think in contrast to things like Baywatch, right? It's like that was such a miss. Whereas this is like,
Really?
like I hated Baywatch.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
I wasn't a big fan. I thought that character with the nipple hair like didn't have to be in there at all.
My problem with Baywatch is that I felt like it had two different tones that it wouldn't commit
Yeah.
to for one movie.
That's fair.
And it just like every 15 minutes would shift between being dramatic or being like kind of a parody of itself.
Yeah.
And I would have wanted to watch either one of those movies.
got it.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Where it's like, I'm happy that this has gone the route that it has. Like, these have made mildly entertaining movies that like, would I recommend someone go see this in theaters? I
This
think
is
that like,
the definition of an airplane movie.
but I think if you
But if you
enjoyed
like
the first one,
you're
I
gonna
think
like
that,
the
like,
second one.
I personally think this one's a little bit better because I like what they're doing with the characters and having the actors like have more fun. Like it really translates. So I think that if you like the first one, go and check this one out.
And if you haven't
not-
seen the first one because you think it's shitty, go watch it. You are probably going to be surprised by
How
what it
okay
actually
it is,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of these are like very fun rental movies. Like I don't think unless you know that you like the 2017 one, I don't think you need to rent
like our
out.
friend Rochelle.
Yeah, Rochelle, who's like obsessed with the
Biggest fan.
2017 one. But yeah, I think they're fun family like holiday.
Yeah.
We want to go out and do something movies.
They're fun, like silly, like non-consequence movies that like
Yeah.
the story's very thin, but it doesn't need to be any better.
And that'll appeal to we had like a very wide range of people in our screening.
Dude, there were so many old people.
So many people.
So
fell
many
asleep in
old
this movie.
people.
well, when you go to a screening,
That I was like,
they need to
okay,
fill
you're
the seats.
snoring. Oh shit, you're snoring. Oh my god, everyone's snoring.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going
The
on?
lady to my left snored for like maybe 15 seconds, and it was loud enough that it woke her up, and then she felt really bad.
Oh yeah.
All right, folks. Now it's time to talk about what we watched this week.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah. Go for it.
I want to catch up on a couple of things that I watched over the break. I saw Knives Out, which I really liked. I know we talked about it a little bit last week.
It's all right.
You saw it. Are you the only other person that
I'm
saw
the
it?
only other person that saw
I've
it.
seen
You
it.
need to see it.
I need to see
Oh,
it.
Barrett saw
Barrett
it.
saw it.
Yeah.
Really fun. I love this just like style of like detective whodunit.
Done it.
It has such an amazing cast of like seeing
So
Anna
good.
de Armas. I kind of forget about all the time. She
I
was
don't.
so good. I like Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, super random, Toni Collette. Obviously, Chris Evans really good.
Which one was Don Johnson?
He was Jamie
He's in
Lee
Watchmen.
Curtis's husband.
Okay.
He's Dakota Johnson's dad
Really?
Yep.
Dakota
And
Johnson,
Melanie.
50 Shades of Grey. Dakota Johnson.
Whoa.
with Melanie Griffith. I think is her mom.
I'll look at
Wow.
that up.
Was that her first big movie? No, right?
No, she was in something else before that, I want to say. I'll look it up.
But
I'm excited for Knives Out for sure.
It's a good one.
It really is fun. Melanie Griffith.
someone in the chat is asking why it's not solo today and why it wasn't like that on the Patreon posts because we literally decided to change it yesterday.
Yep.
So don't
sorry.
break me over the coals.
It was
Sorry.
well, it was Tim's fault. if I'm being
She was in the Social Network.
As a really minor character.
Yeah, as a very minor character in the beginning, but she has like a great like moment in the beginning of that movie, and then she was in 21 Jump Street.
I don't remember that at all.
I vaguely remember that.
I don't know.
Oh, she was one of the other like undercover cops like assigned to another school, and they're like always
Oh,
like
that's right,
getting
she
their
was.
work done and shit. Huh? Interesting.
What a movie.
So yeah, it was really fun.
so such a good movie.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Another thing that Nick talked about last week was the movies that made us. I watched all 4 of them because it's 4 very Joey ass movies. So good. I love all the like inside baseball shit of like that you never really hear the stories about, like all the Dirty Dancing stuff that it was made by a direct to VHS company and stuff like that. Like who would have thought that
Yeah.
this was going to be how they were going to do
That's
it?
rad.
So that was really fun. Home Alone, obviously a fun one to put you in the mood for the Christmas holiday.
Absolutely.
Ghostbusters, I like just to listen to Dan Aykroyd talk. And then I can't remember what the other one was.
Die Hard.
Die Hard, obviously. Another good Christmas one. And then the only other random thing that I watched on Netflix this week was a series called Broken. I think it's what it's called. It's about like all the shady sides of industries. So the first episode was on the makeup industry and talked about all of like the counterfeit makeup stuff and how like shitty and how they like it is and like all the stuff that like happens to people when they use counterfeit makeup of like all the
no.
crazy infections because they use totally unregulated stuff. But because
Where was this on?
it's on Netflix, it's called Broken. And it's a series and they talk about a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, yeah, I've seen one of these. They had one on like farming, I think.
They have one on vaping. They have one on some other stuff. But it's just like it mainly goes off of hype about how like when makeup companies launch these new lines that are like the Kylie Cosmetics it thing, people want to be part of the zeitgeist, but they have such a small quantity that they buy counterfeit stuff. And like somebody was
Kylo
talking,
Cosmetics.
oh yeah, Kylo Cosmetics. Talking about how like there was like super glue and stuff in something that she had, so her like lips got stuck together and like kind of like crazy shit. Where I was like, damn, this is like
Twisted Metal origin story shit.
gnarly. So I think it's super interesting. I'm excited to watch the rest of them. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. But it's also very similar of like that inside weird. Like I want to know all the
Yeah.
shitty backstory
That's cool.
of stuff. That
Whoa,
happens.
one of them is called Deadly Dressers. Oh. And it's like the thumbnail is like an IKEA
Saw
dresser
that one.
that like has fallen over.
Whoa.
This looks cool. I'm putting this on my list of stuff to
Yeah.
watch, Joey. Good.
Thank
Good
you.
call.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks. I think that's all. I rewatched yesterday over Thanksgiving, and
I really like that
it.
movie. Yeah,
did too.
I like it. It's
Is
so.
it on a service?
No, we rented it.
yeah.
But
You
it's
can
fun.
rent it for $3.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I just like Amelia. No, that's not Amelia Clark. Who's the girl that's in it? The other one.
She kind of looks like Keira Knightley. Right?
Yeah.
Portman?
Someone help me.
No.
Thank you, Barrett. It's a girl.
See what I'm talking about?
It's a girl.
Oh, yeah. Glasses.
Lily James.
Thank
Lily
you.
James.
I
Baby
like
Driver.
her.
Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I like her. I feel like most things that I see
She's
her
very
in,
likable.
it's pretty good. The
Can
end.
we just really quick? Ed Sheeran looks like a fucking dork in this picture.
I feel like he always
is
does, though.
So good in the movie.
He's really funny as
He's.
himself.
I was shocked by how much I enjoyed his character and how much like I
Well,
wonder if that's how he is in real
Yeah,
life.
especially from the trailer, you just pretty much get that like "Hey, dude" line. You're like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is kind of cringy,"
Yeah.
but he's like more fun than that. And I think that's all I've watched.
Cool. Tim Tam, what are you watching?
Are we saving the Silicon Valley stuff for the end, or
We can do it now.
okay?
Yeah.
Dude, saw the finale of Silicon Valley last night.
Crazy. It's
What
done. It's over.
It's done, and what a perfect finale. I
Sad.
can't believe what they did with it because, it's been 6 seasons now, right?
I believe that's right.
And they treated the finale like a movie. Like it
Really?
really felt like the budget felt bigger. It was 50 minutes instead of 20 minutes. And I love the direction they took with it, where it was kind of out of nowhere, but like in a way that I totally believed in. Like it starts off and it's just like 10 years later. And I was
I
like,
kind of like when they
I
do
was
that.
like, oh shit, this is gonna be awesome. And they commit to it in the best way of like it's shot as if it's a documentary being made about them. So it was,
While
it was
you're
a
seeing clips of the current timeline.
the perfect framing of being a nice tribute to look back and nostalgic vibes of the
But
series, because
also
that's what
giving you-
finales kind of usually are.
Yeah.
But
It's a lot
going
of
a
fan
step
service.
further by like really making the whole series feel like it had a real point that it was driving towards.
I also felt like it was giving you a little bit of an epilogue for all these characters and like kind of like, oh, this is how their story goes after the fact of everything.
I loved it. I thought they made very wise choices. I love the cameos that they had throughout. I love the way that they dealt with each of the different characters' stories. And in the same breath of like what this show's always been is like these characters are so interesting and their dynamics together are so great. And what they're working on was always so cool to see them take it a step further. They take it literally as far as they possibly can go in the finale. And I love the realities of the choices that they made and how the story and plot, just the plot of this episode played out, I think, very well to be just an end cap that makes the entire series more worth it than I already thought it was.
So the opposite of Game of Thrones.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
It's
God,
the
it was
Game of
so
Thrones of our
good.
time.
I feel like this whole season was so funny too. Like there were problems I had with the prior two seasons where I felt like it got very gimmicky and every single episode had to reach this high climactic point and they resolve it and then something would be teased at for next week and it was just like, I'm tired. Like this structure is lame. Go back to a more season of like issues. And I kind of felt like this season did that, where it was like the whole season was them trying to close this deal and figure it out. And it just, I'm bummed at the way it ended because it's not like the happiest ending, but at the same time, man, it was good and it felt right for like the story they've been telling.
Yeah, and without spoiling anything, I think that they really handled the Erlich Bachman character with grace. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah?
And yeah, I think that
'Cause
that's
I feel
just
like it was the opposite of grace. I thought it was just being like, yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I in terms of the show, in terms of it making sense,
yeah.
I buy it. Like it makes sense in world, and it was I think rewarding for longtime fans of the
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
See, I agree with you. The season had a better pace overall, episode to episode. It was very as funny as any of the seasons have been.
It's
but
crazy how some episodes, like, I was on the edge of my seat for the last two episodes, where it was like, what the hell are they going to do? Like, what's going on? And I felt like by the end of the episode, I was like, this is awesome. I'm so excited to see where it builds. And watching the trailer for the last episode was like, oh, man. Like, it's it. It's going to conclude.
They did it well. Which
Yeah.
is always hard, man. It's hard to stick the landing on stuff, and I think that especially for a comedy,
Yeah.
because I feel it's so easy to just get into the simple nostalgic, like, hey, remember this thing, remember this thing. This one chooses its remember this moments, and I think pretty well.
One of its remember this moment, like the end, them around the table. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, was that big of a thing? I feel like that was in one episode.
I like that though.
I liked it too. I liked it just because like they
was a
told
bond.
me that they liked it and like that it was a
Yeah.
bond, and it was like that's good enough for me. But
Excellent show.
excellent show. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. 6 seasons that fly by pretty fast.
You know what doesn't look excellent? That trailer they showed for the new HBO show that's coming out in January
Which
that
one?
takes place in space, like the space
Oh,
comedy.
that looks terrible.
It does.
People
it
keep
the-
recommending Avenue 5 or something. No, is
I
that
think
what
it
it's
starts
called?
with a J.
Avenue 5, yeah.
Maybe it's Avenue 5.
I mean, it is Avenue 5. Joey
This
just
isn't
checked.
the one that
Avenue 5? I don't know.
this isn't the one that Steve Carell is attached to, right?
No. That is Space Force, and it's a Netflix show. That's
Got
like
it.
we
This
don't have
looked
a date
like
for
if
yet.
Xenon was an adult comedy.
From the creators of Veep.
It's
Yeah, that
they're
one.
trying. It seems like they're trying to create what is it, the Poseidon Adventure? You know where the
Oh
like
yeah, the boat flips over.
yeah, but like fun and kooky.
To me, it seems like they're like,
they're
okay,
trying
Veep's
really
over
hard.
and Silicon Valley's over, but we have a lot of actors we like from those shows.
Yeah,
let's
let's
just put them
throw 'em all
together and
in
see
there.
what happens and put them in space.
It looks like it's.
We
gonna
haven't done
be
anything
really
about
bad.
space in a while. Let's do that.
I feel like I haven't seen an HBO show like trailer that looked that bad in a long time.
I agree.
Where it's like, this is not going to be good. I also saw this isn't trailer talk, but one more trailer I want to talk about that I've been seeing with these HBO shows. The new Pope. It's a continuation of the young Pope. I
Not
love
good.
that show so much.
What's the young Pope?
It was shot so beautifully. It's a weird show with Jude Law
yeah.
as the Pope,
Oh, he's so.
and it
Is
follows.
it weird that he's so hot to be a Pope?
Well, he's
Yeah.
young.
That's kind of one of the points.
Who's
and-
the old pope?
I don't know.
No, I know it. John Malkovich. Is that right? Can you Google that for me?
Oof. Really?
I think if you just Google the new Pope, I think
Old
it's John
Pope.
Malkovich. No,
Yeah, it is.
thank you. All right, never mind, Barrett.
Law
Uh,
Returning and John Malkovich.
Yeah. The
Flashbacky thing, probably.
No. It looks like
Oh,
at the end of
transfer
season
of-
1, he might have gone into a coma, and now someone had to take over, and it's this John Malkovich,
The new
which
Pope.
yeah,
Diane Keaton's
It's
in it,
very
too.
it's the show more than anything is one of the most beautiful shows I've ever seen, where it's just like the cinematography behind it. So many of the shots look like they're like crazy dream sequences that are beautifully lit. Where it's just like I love watching the show to look at it, and like over the span of the 6 episodes, the show has kind of grabbed me. Anything else you're watching this week?
Yeah. Knives Out coming up. Stoked about that.
I'm
This
excited for you
weekend.
to watch it
Yeah.
because I really enjoyed it. I watched Watchmen. We're getting close to the season finale, which is next week. Jesus Christ, this show's so good. Everything they do in this show, just like they're giving, like this week they gave us this huge backstory of 2 characters, kind of let you know what's going on there, and it's just like, I can't believe they've done such a good job with this property. I was so worried, and it was like genuinely concerned that like this was going to be one of those shows that ends where you're like, there's all these questions that I guess season 2 or like future will handle. Seems like they're taking care of everything, and I
Rad.
fucking love it.
Good for them.
Yeah. So if you have read Watchmen or have read the Wikipedia and watched the movie, I highly recommend this.
If I haven't done any of those things, do you think I'd still like it?
I think that would be silly to go in that way. Literally watch the movie and then
Yeah, that's like
to
another
have
2.5
a
hours I'd have to carve out.
But it's a good movie in my opinion.
My opinion too.
It's weird, but it's good.
It's Zack
It doesn't
Snyder's
ever
only good
seem
movie.
like a Joey movie. That's
was
the
that?
other thing.
Zack
I just wanna
Snyder's
talk about
only.
the things everybody's talking about, you know?
Zack Snyder's only good movie.
What about 300?
What about it?
What about Sucker Punch?
Oh.
What about 300 Rise of the Empire?
I don't
wasn't
think that was Zack
that
What
Snyder.
about Batman v Superman? What about
Rise of the Empire
the
wasn't that bad.
Justice League?
Hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, so Watchmen is just still going incredibly strong. Did not have time to watch His Dark Materials this week, which I'm bummed about. Show's still fantastic.
Oh, I also watched One Day at Disney.
Oh,
The
how is
thing.
that?
It's
Yeah.
really interesting.
How long are they?
It's
think it's 45
the
minutes, right?
documentary was an hour, and then it has shorts about it. It was diving into things that I wasn't expecting. They did one that was all about like the animation. There was like an old school animator that they talked to. They talked to somebody who does like book licensing that talks about stuff that like the difference between their continuation stories and like whatever book properties that they put out that just like tell the stories. They talked to somebody that worked in like the animal sanctuary part about it and talked about like conservationism. And there was one more thing that I don't remember, but it was really interesting.
Worth watching?
Yeah. If you're interested in all that like background,
I
like
am.
weird, not front facing Disney stuff that I think is
Absolutely.
worth watching.
I live for that shit.
And then, yeah, they have shorts that are also like I think that's going to be the continuation series.
Cool.
That's also animation based. At least the first one is.
I finished Miss Fletcher. Do not recommend the show. I enjoyed so much of it, but the ending falls. It like last week I predicted that it was gonna end in an orgy,
Not quite.
Nope.
but we're very close. Very close. I won't spoil it for you.
But that's the thing that sucks
But
about
it's
life.
just-
You know what I mean? When you expect an orgy and you don't quite get an orgy.
It's always disappointing.
So what is that? Just a threesome?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I just felt like it's a weird show in that like it sets up all these people and it really gives you a good understanding of who they are, and then kind of follows them through like them learning
Each
and
other's bodies.
No, them learning and like
Exploring.
experiencing like life through like a different perspective that like really is more fulfilling and important for them to understand, but it doesn't show you the climax.
Ew.
You know, of them like becoming better people. It just kind of like leaves you in a way that it's like I don't know that these people are going to learn the right lessons from this. Yeah.
Do you think
yeah.
Catherine Hahn is just better as a side character than she is a?
No, I thought she was
person?
phenomenal. Like
Okay.
this is like this show is very serious at points, and I thought that she did phenomenally. It was like she held the scenes very well. And then last thing I want to talk about is The Marvelous Miss Maisel season 3.
I need to start it.
It's
I
so
have no
good.
time.
It's
So
very good.
I'm really happy that it's good.
Yeah. It ended in a place that I'm like, I'm so excited for season 4. I want more of this every
Holla.
single time. I binge watch in like 2 sittings, and it's fantastic. All of the acting is still phenomenal. The story is good to great.
I'm excited because I hear there's a cameo from a Gilmore Girls actress in season 3.
Gilmore
I don't
herself.
like that show. I don't like that show. Gilmore Girls? Don't act like that's weird. It's a bad show.
No, Gilmore Girls is great.
It's a bad show.
It's good.
Should've just married the
Gil
first.
Less girl.
Did you say you should have just married the first guy?
Yeah, the dude that
Went on
Was it the
to
grocery store?
Maybe.
from
he had a
Supernatural.
son,
Supernatural.
No.
No.
It's
I
funny.
mean, like, eventually he has kids, but that's not like a storyline.
That's a spin-off show.
No, they tried to do a spin-off show. It didn't work.
Didn't work.
yeah, I really
And it
didn't
was
like.
for a different
Bear,
person.
do you have something you want to talk about?
Marriage Story. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up.
Shit! I forgot to write that
I
down.
haven't watched
I'm glad
it
you brought
yet.
it
I was
up.
going to try and watch it last night, but too heavy.
It's fucking sad.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah, some of the
guys.
best acting you'll see all year, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Adam Driver absolutely kills it. Scarlett Johansson kills it.
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern is fucking awesome, and
I
she
hate
has like.
Laura Dern.
But you have
You
to
hate
admit, like her character is designed for you to hate her.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But like there is a monologue she has, which I think it's like one of the best moments of the movie where not to spoil too much, but she's like talking to Scarlett Johansson about like what it is to be a perfect parent and what's different for men and women.
Yeah.
In that, and it was just like fucking amazingly delivered. There's a few definite standout scenes between ScarJo and Adam Driver that were
They're both
fucking awesome, but
so good.
devastating, like absolutely devastating.
Absolutely.
I think it was funny. Belinda was on here a couple of weeks and she was like, "Oh, it's funnier than I imagined it being." I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like, "Yeah, there's some funny, like there's like 3 funny moments,
Yeah,
and then the
yeah,
rest of the time you're like, fuck, I hate everything."
Yeah.
But yeah, this was. I'm slowly building my top 10 movies of this year.
Yeah.
List right now. I just got a letterbox. I started letterbox, so I'm excited. This was the movie that actually knocked Knives Out of my top 10.
Whoa,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel like I enjoy comedies more than dramas, and like while
Yeah.
this was a phenomenally acted movie, I feel like Knives Out.
It just doesn't. Yeah, it just speaks more to you than
Right.
Yeah,
Because
and
this was a hard movie to watch.
it's a lot to digest.
And as the story progresses, it like things keep getting worse and worse, and you can see like the things that are leading to like changes in conversations where it's like they're no longer conversations, now they're like people finding ammunition to move their case forward, you know, and it's just
I
it's,
love movies like this. I'm
yeah.
so excited to watch
It's
it.
very, very sad though.
Yeah.
And Adam Driver is phenomenal. ScarJo, so there's moments where like I paused the movie and I was like, can you imagine being Laura Dern, is that her name?
Yeah.
Sitting across from this acting and just being like, man,
Yep.
I'm never gonna be this good.
Yep.
She never will.
But yeah, this it hit a very deep emotional chord with myself, and I really loved it. And then real quick, no big update, but My Hero Academia, man, we're still going on. They're now in the middle of trying to save this little girl. I'm fucking into it. The tease for next week's episode, though, really sad. I'm really scared that my boy Kirishima is gonna fucking die.
Kirishima's fucked, dude.
Dude, Tim, you have no idea.
Fuck.
I love that boy.
How funny would it be if he's watched the whole show and is waiting for
No, he's like he's read the manga. He's like 5 storylines ahead. I love him so much. He made friends with the Deku's bully, and I really like him. So that's my Hero Academia moment.
Awesome.
Wait,
Now,
Kevin, have you started your Letterboxd account yet?
no, I really should.
You really should.
I really should, because for so long I was like, oh, it's AMC A-List. It, like, takes care of this completely.
But you can only go back so far.
Well, I mean, it's not even that. It's like there's a bunch of movies that I didn't watch through AMC now, so it's like, ugh, I have to figure out a way to add them in. It's not.
I know. I started
gotta
working
figure it
on
out.
mine to get ready for end of the year stuff, so I can keep track of stuff
Or
better. Barrett has his
New
now.
Year stuff. Is
What do
the
you
way that's
mean?
probably gonna work out.
Oh, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Now it's time for an ad. Our first and only ad today is HoneyBook. It's what you've always dreamed of. You've started your own business. You have no boss. You are the boss. You are the CEO. Oh my God. No one told you there'd be so much admin work. Reality check. Running your own business is hard, but HoneyBook makes it easy. When the boys decided to venture on their own, they thought that making all the content would be the hardest part. Well, Nick soon found out that making the company run was harder. Man, can you imagine being Nick Scarpino and being tasked with, hey, figure it out? Because that's what happened. Nick Scarpino had to figure it out. And let me tell you, it would have been a lot easier if someone had told him about HoneyBook. In business, there are the big picture people and the people that bring those dreams into reality. But if you're a freelancer or run your own business, you have to be both. Nick had to be both. If you need help with the day-to-day, HoneyBook has the tools you need to get everything done. HoneyBook is an online business management tool that organizes your client communication, booking, contracts, and invoices all in one place. It's perfect for freelance entrepreneurs or small business owners, like Kind of Funny, that wants to consolidate services they already use like QuickBooks, Google Suite, Excel, and MailChimp. We use a lot of those services. Would be nice to have one place to consolidate it all. With HoneyBook, you can automate your busy work. They have easy-to-use templates for emails, proposals, brochures, and invoices. They also have e-signatures and built-in automation to save you time and get you paid faster. Simplify your to-do list and stay in control with HoneyBook. And right now, HoneyBook is offering our listeners 50% off when you visit honeybook.com/morning. Payment is flexible, and this promotion applies whether you pay monthly or annually. Go to honeybook.com/morning for 50% off your first year. That's honeybook.com/morning. Now, let's get into the news.
News.
It's been a couple.
Vin Diesel, breaking news. Happy Creative. We'll announce this week when the trailer of Fast 9 will drop. All love. Words from the man himself.
So he's announcing when the trailer drops?
Kind of semi, maybe.
Yeah.
But we're going to get the title this week.
It's exciting.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I really, really, really hope it's not Fast 9. I'll be fine. I'm still going to love it. I'm still excited.
What's the dream case scenario here for you?
I don't know. Fast 9, I was talking about this on Internet Explorers. It's the one that I don't have a title for. There's no weird 9 pun that you can fit in there. 10's so easy. Fast 10 Furious. Fast 10 your seatbelts.
That has to be the tagline.
You know? I'm down for all of it. 9? Life can be really rough sometimes, Kevin.
Yeah. I hope smarter minds than yours are working.
I do too. And I hope that, Vin Diesel learns how to speak one day.
He's trying his best.
I
He
think,
is,
what I mean?
man.
I
He
think
really
it'll be Fast and Furious subtitle, and then the 9 will be like replacing one of the letters or something,
Barrett, can you actually do me a favor? Can you go to Instagram.com/Vin Diesel so everyone
Do I
can
have
see
to?
the pictures that are associated with these words?
You should
Instagram.
want to, Barrett.
Oh, I thought we were going to watch another video of him speaking.
No.
High off of his fucking mind. It's just his name.
Yeah.
I love Vin Diesel.
Yep. To the right.
This one.
Boom.
Why would he?
What a weird ass picture.
Is that him twice? There's no mirror. He's just like, yeah, we'll just Photoshop both pictures.
I want to show you my really cool front jacket and my really cool back of the jacket.
But on the plus side, like,
What are the rest of the pictures, Barrett? Weirdly
okay.
cropped.
well, it's
and
the resolution also is really
Yeah.
low.
Are
what the
these
fuck?
his
Who
kids?
is this?
I don't know. What's the sisterhood
Wait.
thing?
Okay. Hold on. Actually,
Christmas baby Groot.
this was a day ago. This picture. There's been a new update. 22 hours ago. Fast 9 trailer will be released next month. The exact day will be announced on the 18th of this month.
What
Wow.
the fuck, dude?
Everyone's so excited for you to see it. Here's
So
one
you're
of the
making an announcement for 2 announcements.
Bro. You know how other people do it? They say, fuck, it's Thursday, trailer coming Monday. There you go. Vin Diesel, why you gotta
Vin
fucking
Diesel,
drag
man.
it out?
Hey, it's not
Also,
called
like,
slow and
Why is there
serious.
why is there all
What
these
the
baby
fuck?
Groot?
Fuck! I mean, I get it, because
Oh,
he
right,
voices
right.
Groot,
He's the voice of
But
Groot.
what
but
does
it's
that have to
still so fucking weird.
But what does that have to do with
It made no
Fast
sense at
Nine?
all for
Look
a
at
minute.
that elephant on his shirt.
Is some dude riding it?
Yeah, dude.
Is that one of those 300
It's
elephants?
Vin Diesel.
Don't look for
Oh, no,
love.
that's
Quietly
like some
give it away and let it
shitty
find you back.
motivation.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
that's
on. Hold on for a second. Can you guys imagine Vin Diesel looking through the internet, seeing these pictures and be like, I'm going to save this to post on my Instagram?
He's not saving them. He's just screenshotting them. 100%.
Hey,
You're 100%.
So to
right.
finish this out real quick, can you go to the bottom right picture?
This one?
Yeah, yes, that one.
Him and Mia?
Nothing about this is not creepy.
Why is it such an embrace for his sister?
And look at the super close up of Paul. What the fuck, dude?
Paul Walker also sees this and is like, no. No.
Oh, man.
And then there's the hashtag F9. Okay. All right.
Do you think it's going to just be called F9?
I would rather that over Fast 9.
I have a feeling that's what they're just
Do you think he'll be like the finest or something like that?
Ooh. Tim, I like it.
Like as
Joey's
a
onto
tagline.
something here.
The finest in the business or some bullshit like that.
I just like the finest.
Something's cooking up in Tim's
It's
brain.
cooking,
Yeah.
but it's half cooked. You know what I mean?
I don't trust them to get it fully cooked.
No. It'll definitely always be half baked if Vin Diesel's involved.
All right, so we just have one news story.
Okay. Is it exciting?
No, the Golden Globes are happening. They
Oh,
put out
yeah.
their nominations.
Yeah.
They always bother me. Barry, can you pull up the nominations?
I will.
Because it's just like you have too many categories. You have too many categories.
And they're so weirdly separated.
Yep.
And like the way they define some of
Comedy
these
and
movies.
dramas.
That I never have understood.
Best
Also,
picture, musical, or comedy. What the is that 3 or is that 2?
musical and comedy, aren't they in the same one?
But it says best picture, comma, musical, or comedy.
Correct.
No, but it's
So
like,
it's musical and comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Scroll. Can we start at the beginning?
Oh yeah, sorry. So
It's okay, he'll get there.
this is
He's getting food delivery. It's a big moment for him. I'm
yeah,
proud
it
of you.
is. I'm so
Best
hungry.
motion picture, 1917, which
Which
none of
best
us
drama.
hasn't come out.
Yeah, I want to see that. Well,
The
I think
Irishman.
1917 has been like
You wanna see
released-
that?
I do want to see it. I think it looks really
It's supposed
cool.
to be good visually, and that's
Yeah.
about it, right?
Oh, really?
Would
Damn.
you want to go see it soonish?
If it's next week, no.
I still want to watch The Irishman.
Yeah.
I don't.
Joker, Marriage Story, I plan on watching. And the two popes is different than the popes that you were talking about.
Yeah,
the two
so
popes,
two
different
popes-
popes than the old pope
But
and
do you
young
guys know
pope
what the
and
two
new
popes
pope.
No.
are? It's a Netflix movie that is about
Two popes.
the transition that happened when our last pope retired and a new pope came in, and it's played
Do
by.
popes retire or do they die?
It's very rare that they retired. It's only happened once before, in my understanding.
What do they pass?
Huh?
So they don't pass the torch. What do the popes
The
pass?
little red shoes.
The little,
is it
little
really
red pope
shoes?
shoes?
No, it's not. I know that there's a thing when they put smoke out of something.
yeah,
and
that's when
how
they're
you know
electing
there's
a new pope.
They were gonna call it Pope to Pope,
Yeah.
but that's just too cool of a name.
Yeah, they're like, oh, shit.
Dude, but the trailer looks really, really cool. It's Anthony Hopkins playing Pope Benedict XVI.
I thought you were gonna say he's playing both popes, and that would be really cool.
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
No, but
like
I'd be
they
more
look
interested in
shockingly
it.
close to like
The popes.
the people the popes they're portraying.
Okay.
Anyways, that looks really interesting. It's interesting that it's up here. I think it comes out in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very excited to see that. Marriage Story. So out of these
All of
movies,
these are on my list of things.
three
to watch
of
the rest
them,
of the year.
for best drama here, 3 of them are
Netflix.
Netflix.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
What do you think takes it away?
I don't know. There's too many movies on there that I haven't seen. 3 of them I haven't seen: 1917, The Irishman, and Two Popes. But right now, out of Joker and Marriage Story, I mean, I'd 100% give it a Marriage Story.
Yeah.
But we'll see if Two
I wouldn't
Popes
be
is-
surprised if they give it to the Irishman, though. It's a lot of
Yeah. Name recognition there and
Yeah.
like what he's done with film and whatnot and the like ambition of what this project was,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Then we've got best motion picture, musical, or comedy.
such a weird way to break up this thing.
Very weird way. And they've got Dolomite Is My Name, Jojo Rabbit, Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and
Rocket
Rocket
For some
Man.
reason, Rocket Man.
I really feel like Jojo Rabbit should get this.
Yeah, I think it should run away with this. But
I think
do,
it should too, but I wouldn't. Dolomite is on my thing, and everybody that's watched it so far said it's really
Yeah.
good.
I don't think it's great. I think
Really?
it's cool. I don't think it's great.
You're the lowest I've heard about that movie though. Like everybody else who like I know who's seen it is like really high on it. I do think though that Peanut Butter Falcon should have been on here, but I think it's just too small of a movie for.
I don't
that
think it would have been
Still real
a musical
bummer.
or comedy though. Would it have been?
Peanut Butter Falcon?
I think if you've got
Yeah, it's more of a drama.
if you got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on this, I think you would have
that
Peanut
is
Butter
a
Falcon.
comedy, right? Like comedic moments.
That's
That's why the
But I
fucking
don't think it's intentional.
Globes
yeah,
suck.
that's why I hate this.
Right?
Yeah.
It's stupid. They just throw shit in here. Do we want to keep going down this list? and
No.
checking? I don't
Yeah.
either.
Really?
Is there
Okay.
something you want to?
Tim, get out.
about
It's
him?
me and
You
Joey
should
now.
probably. Well, neither of you have seen Parasite. That's the other problem.
Yeah, so for Best Director, we've got Parasite, 1917, Joker, The Irishman, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't seen Parasite, but Joey speaks very highly of it.
It's really good.
But that's
I think
one-
it's on my top 5, maybe my top 10.
Like, out of this list, out of the things I've seen, which again, I think are just 2, I'd give it to Quentin Tarantino. I thought that movie was very, very well done. But I want to see Parasite really badly.
You should do it.
Yeah, I want
good.
to. Give me one more scroll. Let me see who's best actor and best actress.
Or go back up again.
Here?
One more scroll. Sorry. Okay, you can go back down.
Did you think it said Shawn Mendes?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
That's fine. No, I think this is enough of this because
Okay,
there's too many
alright.
movies we haven't seen on here, like Little Women,
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
Bombshell.
Bombshell's not
Is
out
Judy
yet.
out?
It's way out.
Yeah, Judy's been out.
It was like a fall movie.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
we
no
tried to
one
go
really
see it,
talked
and then we
about
decided not to because we saw something else instead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't speak to it. Just like that's interesting to see how many movies are on here that like
It's also a little bit upsetting that
aren't out
both
yet.
The Farewell and
Yeah.
Parasite weren't nominated for Best Movie, but they were only nominated for Best Foreign Film, which I don't know.
But they also got nomination for best like
Direct-
actor
Yeah,
in
but
or actress in a comedy. I think.
yeah,
for
but it's a
Farewell.
bummer that they got slotted into foreign film and didn't make it because they were. I can understand for Parasite why it was
Yeah.
foreign film, but I wouldn't necessarily call The Farewell a foreign film.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean, but like most of it is in.
but it's not
it's not
foreign
a,
film. I don't think that
It's
defined
subtitled.
like that. Yeah,
I feel like people
But it-
associate
Foreign
subtitles.
film is like not made in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was this
It's not a
made in
movie,
Hollywood?
not a Hollywood movie about foreign things.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out like who was it produced by?
And like Fast Five would be a foreign film.
Yeah, I think it like it really
but, like,
it depends on where the movie was produced and like I don't recognize any. Well, it was distributed by A24,
Yeah,
which is even
but
weirder.
like all they do is buy movies that they think are good.
yeah,
yeah.
huh?
But it was
they're more of a like a distributor than
Right.
producer, right?
Yeah. All right, folks. Now it's time for me to tell you. Oh wait, we have trailer talk. Forgot about trailer talk. Did you
Should we
watch
talk
the
about the
Boys
most-
trailer?
Yeah, I haven't watched The Boys the first season,
No.
so I
It's good, but I feel like the trailer is terrible.
don't really
it's
tell you
like-
anything.
It's
Yeah, at all.
really sad. Well, they don't tell us anything, but they also just show us way too much. I feel like this is a perfect example of a trailer that doesn't need it just rushed to be put out to like I don't even know what the
I mean, they
result
must
is.
be trying to get the boys on people's radars for shit like this, right?
Maybe, yeah, because
But-
like I don't like it was cut in a way that was just like a montage to music, essentially,
Yeah.
like no actual dialogue and stuff, and no release date.
The quality does not look good. Also, of the like the all the the tones of the trailer itself, like in the show, I think are cool, but in a trailer form, it makes it seem like cheaper.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it was a very poor showing for the boys, but I'm still very excited for season 2.
We also saw the trailer for Free Guy. Are we talking about that?
Yeah.
The best part of this trailer was the beginning of the trailer, where they were like, from the studio that brought you Lion King, Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast twice. I was like, it's funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
It was the funniest thing of the trailer.
Yeah.
It does not look good.
This reminded me so much of like a Pixel, or something.
Pixels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this
No,
doesn't
this
look
looks bad.
good. Like, it's like, it also strikes me as like them not understanding how, like, the whole like hub thing. And I don't know. I just didn't. I'm not
'Cause
excited about this show.
It's a really cool concept, right? And then, like, it's just hard to like.
But it
really,
seems like it's being executed very poorly.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like it's hard to I think execute the idea of a video game NPC becoming sentient, essentially,
Yeah.
and then like having that translate into a movie. Where like, yeah, you kind of sometimes do need to see like fucking the UI and stuff like that. So like, what's the best way we do it when he hasn't seen that before? And like, yeah, there's a lot of weird choices. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Missing Link 000 in the chat says reminds me of that R.I.P.D. movie from several years ago with
That did
Ryan
not
Reynolds,
do well.
which I agree. The only reason I knew about this movie was because it came out a couple months ago that they got a bunch of streamers in it. So like Laserbeam that we know from Rooster Teeth, Ninja, I think
Terry
Valkyrie.
Schwartz from IGN.
Yeah, like there's all these random people that also have cameos in it, which
So
I
that's
think is
fun.
just like, yeah. I think that's kind of like a little bit of the pull too of like,
Yeah.
oh, we understand you like gaming, you like gamers. We're gonna put them in our movie.
It's like Pimp My Ride, but with gamers. We took your gamers, put more gamers on them in the game movie.
Then we also watched Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Jesus, man. What a week for trailers.
Yeah, I know.
This looks fantastic. I've never
really
really
fun.
cared too much about Ghostbusters, but this makes me care more.
Yeah.
Like this type of reverence and care and love being put into making it its own thing, I think goes a long way. Paul Rudd's awesome. Like every element
Yeah.
they're adding to this, the Stranger Kids thing, what a great call. Like let's double down on this in the right ways.
It was either gonna be the Stranger Kids thing or the It Chapter 2 kid.
Yeah.
Or in Chapter 1, I guess.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also from Stranger Things? One of them?
Yeah,
no,
Oh,
it
you
was the
talking about-
same.
yeah. You're
Different,
right, yep.
same movie.
Man, that kid's getting tall.
I wasn't paying attention.
Big kid.
He's a real big kid. I was talking to a friend of like he's already been so typecast in all of these products where it's like at one point when does Hollywood move on from him because they're like, oh, he only plays the same role.
We're talking about Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah.
That one.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard?
Isn't that
Yeah.
cool?
That's fucking rad.
Wolf Hart or Wolf Hard?
I think
Wolfhard.
it's Wolfhard.
Either way,
Either are
fucking
fucking
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. My little sister has a huge crush on him. So
Hot.
I don't know. There
I
you
don't
go.
like it.
Okay.
I don't dig it.
Oh yeah. and then-
Afterlife looks so interesting and cool, and I feel like that's the way that these type of spiritual reboot, sequel, whatever you want to call them, like it's at this point we need to come up with a name for whatever this is. Of like, hey, it's the reboot of the franchise, but it's also a sequel. It's paying homage to the original ones.
Yeah.
This looks to be in the high caliber of them.
Yeah, this is like best case scenario, I would say.
I want
For
this
what
for
I would wanna
Transformers.
expect.
I feel like Bumblebee was
Close.
close, but I mean it wasn't. You know.
Last trailer that we are talking about is Wonder Woman
Let's
1984.
fucking go.
Unbelievable.
I'm
one of the
so
best,
excited
One of the
about
best
this.
trailers that I've seen all year.
I hope
Yeah.
this movie is good.
Dude, I'm saying it right now. I guarantee the movie's gonna be good. This
Really?
trailer,
Guarantee it.
this trailer, every aspect of it looked good. From the
But I
comedy
feel like I've just been
to the
burned so many
characters.
times
There was
that I'm always going to be
colors,
DC
the
reserved.
always does
action.
that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, DC has good trailers often.
No,
and
but the
movies
thing
don't
is,
back it up.
you can watch the trailer and start to pick apart where the movie's gonna fall apart,
Yeah.
and that's where it does.
I feel like her whipping around the thing, grabbing lightning, is like some god stuff. Like she's gonna get somehow Zeus to help her, and it's like I don't want any more god stuff. I did not like when Mars or Ares was introduced as a character in the first movie. Like that was, I feel like, where it all falls apart. And I have a feeling that Zeus throws lightning, and she's using the lightning to like propel herself forward.
Seeing it in the 15-second teaser the day before the trailer came out, I felt that way.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh fuck, here's the CG garbage mess. And then seeing the context of the trailer, I was like, I think that there's enough action scenes that are more just slow wides of like, let's focus on the color and vibrancy of her and her whipping around and like doing cool shit, using her actual Wonder Woman special abilities, not just being like a girl that kind of fights. You know, it's like I thought that there's a lot more direction with this one. It being the same director, Patty Jenkins, doing both of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like they're just kind of like, hey, let's just make something that's like its own dope thing. The trailer left me with questions. How did you bring Chris Pine back? Like, that's good that I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And sure, it's a comic book. Who the fuck cares? They're gonna come up with some shit that doesn't make any logical sense. As long as they make it make sense in the movie and have it be fun, I'm in. Because I think that every line of dialogue in this trailer like worked. And I can't say
Kristen
that.
Wiig, man.
She was great.
Just enough Kristen Wiggness.
Just enough. Her asking
Plus,
like,
but like even her walking in like that like lacy dress or whatever, I'm like, oh, you have like a different vibe in this movie than you do in most of your other things. So I think she's gonna be really good.
I'm excited to see her turn like full villain.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a cheap factor to just like, let's double down in the 80s aesthetic and have a lot of neon and having like orchestral covers of
cool.
80s music and whatever.
That song
and
is
guess what?
so good.
Kind of
well
funny.
executed.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
But
We
it
started
works,
it, a lot of
right?
people
It works for a reason, but I think that this trailer goes so much beyond that, where it's like it didn't need those things to be as awesome as it is. Having them is like it was equal to how awesome the scenes that we were presented were.
I'm really excited.
Can't wait for that one.
Anytime I think about it, just when it's playing that Blue Monday cover and it flashes the 1984.
Yes,
So
so
tight.
good.
Or whatever year. it is.
WW
Yeah.
94, right?
84.
Or 84, yeah.
But it looks so good.
Now it's time to tell you guys about what's out on streaming services
Woo!
right now.
Anything
Or, well,
good?
not right now. This is for
Coming out this
Friday. Yeah.
weekend.
We have 6 Underground, which is
Baker's
another,
dozen.
another trailer. People are like, "Oh,
That's
you
the
guys
other
should
Ryan
watch
Reynolds
it."
one,
Yeah,
right?
it's Ryan Reynolds and directed by Michael Bay. That's on Netflix.
Explosion.
Cool.
The trailer looks terrible. I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's just one of these. It looks like a Michael Bay explosion film.
Cool.
I will check it out and see what's up. We also have The Expanse season 4. Holy shit, I'm excited. I love that show so much. That was also recommended by some best friends. Thank you for that because it's phenomenal. And then and that's Amazon Prime. And on Hulu, Bumblebee.
If you want to hyperventilate
Oh.
from hype
I never watched
for
it.
like 5 minutes, watch the first 5 minutes of this movie and then skip to the very end.
Hey, I think
And-
the rest of the movie is pretty good.
No, it was. The rest of the
Yeah.
movie's pretty good, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But my God, the Cybertron
Dude, the
stuff.
opening to the movie is fucking awesome.
I don't know if I've ever had an experience in movie theater like that where it started and I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? This is awesome. And Gia's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, you don't get it. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie happens and it's like, okay, not quite perfect, but it's good.
It's still fun.
Yeah. Oh, I had a blast with it. I just didn't like its insistence on fitting into the Michael Bay verse. I feel like if it was its own thing and
Like
setting
it's
up a
like
new
true
world,
reboot, stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah.
And it was like 50-50, but it's still committed to the Sector 7 bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's everything that's out.
Yeah, and these are the movies that are out in movie theaters this weekend. Jumanji, The Next Level. Richard Jewell, which looks really good. Black Christmas, which Joey was excited for.
Yeah. I mean, as much as you can be excited about a dark comedy horror film.
Christmas.
Brought to you by the people who
Horror
made
film.
Happy Death Day to You, I think, right?
They got a good track record.
Which is still weird to me
Yeah.
that movie came out this year. It seems like so long ago.
Wow. There's no way.
It is yes way.
This is the way.
A Hidden Life.
I don't know what that is.
That's the one where there's like a German dude that doesn't want to be a Nazi.
German.
I don't remember.
It looks it's one of the Skarsgård. films, I
yeah.
think. It looks really
It looks
like,
really good.
intense.
Yeah.
And then Bombshell,
Comes out this week?
according to the websites that I saw.
There's
so I
no
don't.
way.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's next week.
pretty sure it's this week. And then Seberg, which is Kristen Stewart movie.
Sequel to Seabiscuit.
Yep.
Not at all.
No?
Not even a little bit.
Bombshell
Absolutely.
definitely comes out next week.
Does it?
No.
Well, it's
Oh, release date December 13th. Maybe it's just not here till next week.
interesting, Joey. Interesting.
Oh yeah, that
It
is
says
weird.
that. But
And then like the first day you can buy is the 19th for
yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
nothing, not at all.
Weird. Weird.
Very weird.
But we're moving forward. Last week I asked you for your best trailer of 2019, and did it live up to the hype? We only got one submission, but I think I might have checked before Barrett maybe tweeted out, so maybe I'll do more next week. I don't know. Sam Mosier says, my favorite 2019 trailer, even though its release on Christmas in 2018, has got to be Jordan Peele's Us. Ignoring the final movie quality, the trailer was terrifying, especially that remix of I Gotta Have 5 on it.
I gotta have 5 on
Got
it.
5 on it.
have to.
Gotta have 5 on it.
I hate you. Honorable mention to the Midsummer trailer for its visual, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for nailing its 50s setting. I agree,
Those
man.
are all
Midsummer's a
great
good one, yeah.
trailers.
Great trailers, but I do think Us was like, I remember the trailer was like so intense, and me
People
being
talked
like,
about it forever.
yeah, I was so stoked for it.
It sounds like some basic bitch answer. I want to give it to Endgame, man. Like, what an insanely well-crafted trailer that gave you everything you needed without spoiling anything, and with leaving so much mystery about what the actual plot of Endgame was, without focusing on any action scenes at all. And for them to be able to do that with a movie that has a bunch of superheroes in it, I think is extremely impressive.
For next week's bronze topic, I'm asking you what your favorite piece of content was for 2019. So,
Bonus points.
favorite
If it's a
show,
Hallmark Christmas movie.
favorite movie, favorite whatever. As long as you streamed it, let me know.
That's
What was
so
your favorite
hard.
Screencast episode? Let me know.
I stabbed him in the face so hard.
That's content.
Mine's the one where Kevin forgot we went live.
Oh man, that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, thank you for joining us this week. I have been your host. You can follow me on social media.
I got 5 on it.
You can follow me on social media at Kinda Funny Kevin. You can follow Joey at Joey Noel. You can follow Tim at Tim Gettys.
Or not.
Or not. Yeah, you go out in the movies, check out Jumanji if you like the first one. If not, what else is good that's out?
If not, go
Knives
see
Out.
Bombshell and let me know how it is, since apparently she's not here till
Or
next week.
or Richard Jewell and tell me how that is because I'm really
Ooh,
interested.
Plenty of good options. Go to the movies. Bye.